Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's episode we're gonna start working on a chassis. So the plan is to do the removable front end core. I'm not too sure how it's correctly called. I think it's crossbar core or something, but this thing needs to be removable. So why are we doing this? Because it's gonna be just easier to install the engine afterwards, and it's gonna be much easier to maintain. So if you're doing the project like this and you got E30 core, I would suggest doing the removable crossbar core. That's how it's called, right? So before we starting, let's check what points do we need to do first, and what do we need to drill, what do we need to sand, and where are we gonna put our rivets. So what I can see first is that this crossbar core was already replaced, but it was welded on, so that means we're gonna have a nightmare job trying to take it out. As you can see, there is some disgusting welds in here. More in this side as well. Also, you can see underneath here it started to rust quite badly in here as well. Basically, if you're starting that with the original core, there should be a couple of spot welds in here, 2 in here, and another 2 other side. Same on this side as well, but it's already welded on. So first thing we're gonna start with, we're gonna try to sand it down all the edges in here. First thing we're gonna start, we're gonna remove all the paint, both sides here as well, and we're gonna start looking at this side, because you can see it's quite a lot of rust in here. Nothing compared to this, but we might need to cut this section out and welded a plate in here, so we could drill a few holes and put our rivets in here. We also got a welds here, as you can see, and it's gonna be same on this side as well. I know this crossbar core is not in the best condition, but I think we might be able to pull everything out quite nicely. This structure would need quite a lot of wire brush, and it's gonna be back in its original. So there's no time to waste. Let's grab our tools and start working.
On my promises, you know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
I sanded up all the paint where we're gonna be trying to reach all the welds, so we can clear them out and try to remove this core. But from as far as I see now, it's not gonna be just a small job what I thought it's gonna be, like drilling few spot welds and then just removing it and drilling new holes for rivets. Now it's gonna be a fight with the welds, because there's quite a lot of welding was done. So the first place is those 4 welds in here. We have a small weld right in the corner over here. All those spots are welds as well. That's where it's probably started to rust in here in the first place. Also, I can see a spot welds in here as well. But when you look at it from other side, there's quite a lot of welding was done in this place. Also here, this is supposed to be 2 spot welds, but now there's a line of weld. So what we're gonna try to do, we're gonna try to cut it as close as possible to the weld, and then if we can try to chisel this place out and get it open. Afterwards, of course, we're gonna sand it up with a grinder, everything in here, and it should be okay. Right, I just opened up a secret. Somebody tried to do a cheeky repair job with a cardboard. Oh, that's a filler. So yeah, don't try to fill the holes with a filler, you're just gonna fall off. This side, same story as other side. We're just gonna try to cut it nice and even here. This weld, it doesn't hold a lot, so I'm sure we can just hammer this one out with a chisel. Same in here. This weld, it doesn't hold anything. This weld holds just a tiny bit in here, and all that corner is welded as well. But we might get away with this by trying to chisel this corner out, and then we're just gonna make this all those welds even with a grinder. That corner is welded also. In here we got a weld here, here and here. Also there's weld in this side as well, but we cannot see a lot on this side, but it's not really important. And here is also welded, but what I'm thinking is to cut this corner like this straight, so we would know where is our point actually is. As it's two sides, it shouldn't be very difficult to do it. So afterwards we're gonna put our rivets and the bolts right on here, and same on another side as well in here. So basically how it's gonna be holding is gonna be 4 bolts total in here, 2 bolts in here, 4 bolts here, 2 bolts here, and that's it. All this should come off pretty easy. So first let's try to take other sanding disc and sand this one more to the flush metal, so this weld would be as weak as possible. Then we're gonna try to drill those welds off, and also we're gonna also try to sand it as low as possible, so those welds would be very weak, and we could actually just take it and lift it. So let's hope that's all gonna work without any big issues. The welds are loosened now. Let's try to take a chisel and try to bang off the panels of each other, and hopefully that's gonna help, and at least one of the panels gonna become loose. If that's gonna work, so we're gonna save us a bunch of time by trying to cut everything around with a grinder and a normal metal disc. So now all the welds are grinded down. They seem to be pretty weak, so I'm hoping now that we can take the chisel now and beat off the panels from each other, and that they actually gonna move. If not, then there's gonna be a other solution, which is gonna be cutting every single weld around. So let's take a chisel and try to open up the gaps in the panels. So I'm gonna start on this side, and I'm gonna hope for the best. This side is loose.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Right, as you can see, all this corner is loose now. Obviously, there's not a lot of metal left, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the small pieces of metal in here and we're gonna weld it right on the edge in here, so we would have a nice square metal here, and we could actually drill a few holes and tighten up with the rivets and the bolts. Same in here, you can even see right straight through to another side. So we're just gonna put the metal in here, weld it on, and same, we're gonna probably put a little section in here and weld it another side. So now to remove this, we have to do exactly same procedure to this side as well.
We lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Okay, so everything seems to be loose, so let's try to remove it for the first time and hopefully it will go off. Okay, this side is out. Something is still holding on this side. And I can see that there is a small corner which is still holding the panel. That should be it. Should. Okay, let's try this again. And it's off. What a job. And a lot of damage. Okay, so now let's take a look what we need to fix before we putting our rivets inside and putting the crossbar back in place. So first thing is gonna be to repair this corner in here, all the dents and everything. Grind it off nicely, all the leftovers of the welds in here. Same on this side as well. I'm gonna try to leave this corner as it is. Just gonna try to grind it all the rest and everything else out and then put it some primer on it. What do we have in the bottom? Bottom looks okay. Just a bit of cleaning. Same on this side, is just some cleaning. And now this, we'll need to make this corner back straight again. Same with this as well, we need to sort it out, to clean it and make it straight. Same with the bottom as well. We will just need to add it a bit of metal on this side and weld it back some extra up to here, let's say, so we would have a place where to tighten it up. Same with this corners also. We will need to put it a bit of metal, weld it on and make it straight and nice back like it was.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
We'll have to cut this section out and weld new metal in here. It won't be possible to put river nuts in this place. Other side seems okay. It's a bit rusted in this section here, but it's still quite strong, so it should be fine, I guess. And yeah, so let's start cutting. new piece of metal is inside. I know a lot of you guys gonna say that I cut it out too much. Yes, you are right, I cut it out way too much. There's too big gap in here, but I'm sure I can fix this and weld it back in a place without any big damage. And I'm hoping they're not gonna burn right through this metal, because I'm not a welder. I'm still learning to weld, but I have to learn welding one day anyway, so let's give it a go and see how it's gonna look. So from my previous welding experience, I'm gonna give you advice. When you're welding, make sure you're not attacking all the lines straight away. Put it few spots all around it everywhere first, and then slowly go on top, then go bottom, then a little bit side here, a little bit side here, and then finish it off. Because if you're gonna start welding everything all around, the metal gonna start bending everywhere. So instead of having a nice flat surface where you weld it, it's gonna be all shrinkled and bubbled and dented everywhere, and then you're gonna need a lot of filler to fix it. So it's better to do it slowly, step by step, and it's just gonna work it out just fine.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true.
Okay, so the welding on this side is done. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Like I said, I'm still learning and I'm willing to learn. So keep going and keep trying. So this is how it looks. Could be much better, but it will work it out. So now we're gonna take the grinder and the grinding disc. We're gonna clean all those welds off, and we're gonna be ready to put... No, we're not gonna be ready to put. We will have to fix... We will need to fix now the cross core. And that's gonna take a long time to do it, because there's a lot of welding, cutting, grinding, and then we can only put it back, drill the holes for the rivets, and put rivets in, and just bolt it on and test it, is it works or not.
Baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for
Okay, so the core is done now. I haven't filmed how I was fixing the core because it was a pretty boring process and it would be boring to watch. So I'm gonna run through and show you how it looks now. So what I done, I welded a metal plates on the sides in here, in the top also, this side and that side. So now we can drill the holes through it, and then we can drill the holes through the chassis, and try to mount it and put the rivets inside as well. So there's nothing to it, let's get working now. First thing what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to put it back in a place how it was. Then I can take the small drill and drill the small holes inside. Then we will need to remove it and then drill bigger holes for the rivets. So let's check if it fits back. Needed to do a little adjustment with the hammer one side, but now we can actually try to slide it inside and hopefully it will go. Okay, this one is in place. This one was here, and this one was here. Seems like we will have to start drilling few holes in the bottom, then tie them up, and afterwards we will need to drill few holes in here so it match, because when you're trying to put this one straight how it was, the bottom moves. So if we're gonna try to drill all the holes all together, it's just gonna be mismatch afterwards and it's not gonna be straight. So let's drill a few holes now, tighten up, and then we're gonna continue on the top section as well. Okay, so now it's time to put the rivets inside. We got our holes everywhere. We got 3 holes here, 2 more holes here. We got another 2 holes in here, 3 holes here, 1 hole in the bottom, and another hole in this side as well. So now we can put our rivets into the holes. Pretty easy with the rivets. Just afterwards you need to make sure that you're not using any impact on the rivets because they easily to overturn. So it's better to use hands all the time when you tighten them up or untighten it.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight.
Oh, by the way, you haven't subscribed yet. So make sure you're gonna subscribe this channel. The more of you gonna subscribe this channel, the more cooler content we can actually get in this garage. And who knows, maybe in the future we're gonna move it to a big unit and have a nice and cool cars to work on. So make sure you're gonna subscribe it, hit that like. Okay, let's get back to work. So my part of work is now done. Crossbar is in a place. It's holding perfectly without any movements. So we got 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here, 1 bolt each side in here, also here, 2 bolts right in the top, and another 2 bolts over there. So now we can take it out. So we're gonna start working now on the engine bay. But that you're gonna see in a future episodes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share, comment, do everything what you want, and I will see you in a future episode. I'm still getting used to talk with the camera. It's not the very easiest thing to do, but I think I'm getting slightly better in this. Drop a comment and tell me how I'm getting on with talking with you guys. If you want to know more information on something, just drop a comment and I will reply to you, and I'm gonna try my best to make those videos more entertaining and more fun to watch.